Okay, we need to help our youth find their direction. And you know, I guess it's not too soon to consider college. My daughter is 8 years away from it. And so we have a guest, Deanna Cubitt, because Heather's so much further along in her parenting that her kids are, one is 4 years away from college. Is that enough time to plan?
It is. It actually is.
Okay, so you have a website called Off to College Now.
Right.
And what made you come up with this idea to help children and families plan for college?
Well, everybody wants to go to college, and you know to get the good grades.
Yes.
And you know to do the activities. But no one tells you about the essays and the applications and the interviews and all the other things that going to see the campuses. And how do I pick that right campus? How do I know that's going to be the right fit for me?
Well, don't they start doing this in their end of their junior year?
They start the actual planning in their junior year, but you really have to look back to your 9th grade because the college will look at the entire high school career. So there's a huge transition from middle school to high school, and sometimes kids don't do so well. And so you have to keep always striving for those great grades because it's very competitive out there right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, now you hear about 4.25, you know?
Absolutely.
When I was in school in the dark ages, it was a 4.0, right?
I know, and now you can get 4.6 and higher because of all the AP classes. And if you don't take the AP classes, oh my goodness, am I not going to get into the colleges that I want? So it's very, very tough for the kids. It's a lot of pressure. So many tests they have to take, so many courses they have to
take. So I don't even know where to start, because if you're already freaking me out, okay? I mean,
well, that's the parent's reaction. Oh my goodness, what do I do now? I'm not an expert on this. How do I find the right place for them?
And I didn't go to college. I went straight to work on Wall Street. So I missed that whole experience. But God darn it, my kids are going to go to college.
Well, you know, and 85%, the U.S. labor statistics says that 85% of jobs demand us to have some sort of education beyond high school. So it's almost a necessity.
That's why I'm on TV, because I have no education whatsoever. Yeah. Well, and you know, my kids are 5th grade and 3rd grade, 2 girls, and I hear that girls are going to college outnumbering the boys.
Yeah, the competition is harder for them because they have more that they're competing with. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. So that's thrown on top of it too?
On top of it.
Oh,
yes, because we're trying to get a diversified group of students on a campus. So the colleges know how to work their numbers. So if we have 60% females and 40% males, of course, the competition's stiffer now for the females, on top of the actual acceptance.
See, I was proud of us women out there getting our college educations, and now it's more of a challenge for my 2 daughters.
Yes.
Well, and my daughter, I'm tutoring her in math. Not so much that it matters in 5th grade, but it's going to matter in 9th grade. And then I was thinking of getting my one daughter into cotillion, and the gal who sent me the email said, "It'll look great on the college application."
Everybody is always worried about those applications, the resume, per se.
Yes.
Yes, and it really, truly, colleges are looking for well-rounded students. We hear that all the time, but what does that mean?
Tell me. Seriously.
That means what they really want to see your student do is not 10,000 activities that they've tried and quit. They want to see that you started in an activity, that you progressed through that activity, that you've taken on leadership roles, and that you've made a difference in that activity. It can be one. Scouting is a wonderful activity. You start in kindergarten, you run all the way through to senior year if you want. So you don't have to run out and say, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to let them try this and try that. It's not. It's about finding something you can become a leader in, and that's what they're looking for.
So they want all these leaders.
And perfect students.
And perfect, well, my daughters are perfect.
Yeah.
Got that covered. Okay, yes. So I think it's really important just for my kids, but now that I'm thinking about college, they're starting guitar and voice lessons. Right. I let them choose an instrument, guitar or piano. They both chose guitar, which makes it easy on me. And that is something I will not let them quit. They can switch maybe to piano, but they have to stay with music.
An instrument.
Right. And then they are supposedly getting Spanish in school. I'm sure a second language helps.
Oh, absolutely. They're required to have a second language. Have to have 2 years of, at least 2 years of language just to get out of high school. So colleges will require 2 years of language.
And what else do we need? What else do I need to think about?
Well, pretty much your high school guidance counselor is going to guide them through the courses that they need to take in high school. Your job as a parent is really to make sure that they do as well as they can do in those classes. But I don't want to say that B students or C students can't get into college, because it's not true. Even though we hear the 4.5 and we hear
Right.
the 4.2, there are great colleges out there that you have to be willing to expand where you want to look, that will take the 3.0 student or the 2.8
A
student.
university or a state school?
Yes, they will. They will. And say, for example, you want to go into acting. The grades aren't as imperative in acting, because are you going to use
an art.
Right. So,
Okay.
yeah, are you going to use that? So you have to foster that. What do they want to do? And then
Okay,
steer them
so-
towards activities that will help with the college on what they want to do.
All right, so we are ending this segment
Okay.
already.
Okay.
Going into another one if you'll stay with me.
Sure,
because
I'd love to. Thank you.
now I'm really nervous and I need to make some notes because I have to help my kids plan to get into college. We'll be right back on Mom's Help.